there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampinup.net. Thank you for joining me today. Today's project is a very cute, elegant gift box, and I'm featuring some products from the Sparkle of the Season stamp set. It's on page 58 of the mini catalogue. Here it is here. Great sentiments, beautiful stamps, and these gorgeous dies, these wreath dies here are so lovely. This is a bundle. If you were thinking, I only want to get one bundle out of this catalogue, this really is a good one, because it's actually not just for Christmas. You can use that for any occasion, really. So yeah, I really do love this set. We're only using the Merry Christmas today and this these two stamps here. But the main part of this video is actually to show you how I made this beautiful, elegant gift box. Now, I didn't come up with this design. It was from another very clever demonstrator, so I can't take any credit for the actual design of the box. So it has a little belly band which slips off, and this very nice little bit of scalloping trim. I'll show you how I did that. And also opens up like that. And I've got a little box of some little Ferrero Rocher in there, but it's a really good size. There's a lot that you can fit in there. I'm thinking maybe some fancy coffee and tea sachets, hand creams, lots will go in there. Now, I made this using Real Red and Basic Grey. Not a colour combo I use a lot of, but I really like the way it came together, and I think that scalloped edging there just is what makes the box so very elegant. So let me show you how I put it together. Whoops, I better put those back in there. That might be too tempting. So we're going to use, like I said, I'm going to use Basic Grey and Real Red. Actually, before I go on, I also made one without the band. And I used, this is cardstock. I used Designer Series paper for this one. And it comes out just as, it comes out just as beautifully as well. The cardstock just makes it a little bit more solid on the top. But yeah, and that's just with some of the very pretty ribbon. And once again, those little dies just on a little tag, mint macaron and polished pink there. So yeah, it just depends what you like, really, but that does work just as well. So let's show you the basics of the box. So you're going to need two pieces of cardstock and a piece of Designer Series paper to make the belly band. Now this is the base, so the Basic Grey is the base, and it measures 10 inches by 6. I have all the dimensions in the description bar below. This is the lid of the box, and it measures 6 inches by 7 5/8. And this belly band is 2 inches by, I do that by 2 inches by, there's no bit of paper, excuse me, just have to grab my bit of paper, 9 inches by 2. But don't bother about writing them down because they are listed in the description bar below. So let's get on with our scoring. Bringing in the Simply Scored scoring tool, and let's get this done. So this is the base. So on that long side, so that 10-inch side, you're going to score at 2 inches on each side. So this is a nice easy base. 2, 2, 2, and 2. Right, that's the base scored. Now the top, which is the Real Red, just going to put that on that 7 1/8 inch side, and we're going to score it at 2. 4 1/8, that's just that one tick mark past the 4, and 6 1/8, so the 6 and then the one tick mark past there. Now that's all the scoring. Before we do our folding and cutting, I'm just going to show you how I made that scalloped edge. Now, you don't have to do the scalloped edge, you can leave it. I just think it gives it that lovely, elegant finish. So If you've seen any of my videos before, you know I love using this particular die from the Scalloped Contours dies. It is a favourite. So what I'm going to do is just place it on the, so where you've scored this real red paper, there's a narrower score here. So that's the one that you want to place your die on. We actually have other, in our Stampin' Up collection, we actually do have edging dies. I'll put a link of them in this description if you don't have this particular one, and they'll work just the same. So what you want to do is just bring it to the edge, not over the top, but right to the edge here. And I'm going to use my washi tape to hold it on because I don't want it to move when I get it on my die. Oops, that wasn't very clever. There we go. So I don't want that die moving when I get it on the, it's a bit too far. I don't want it right over the edge, just at the very tip there. Okay. I'm just going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So it's just at the edge there. And pop the plate on. There we go. I'm actually not going to run it all the way through because I don't want to mess with any of those other score marks. You can run it all the way through. Just take that off and there we go. So as you can see, it doesn't cut right to the edge, which is fine. Just grab your paper snips and just do a little cut right there and right there. And there you have it. Just makes that nice finish. So let's bring both our pieces of cardstock back, and on the base we're going to fold and burnish all those score lines. So bring in your scissors and we're just going to cut up to that. We're going to cut up the vertical to that horizontal line. We're not cutting anything away, we're just cutting up because these are going to be our tabs. Just do a little bit of wedging in there. The other way. Okay. And that's all the cutting done. So what I found is you really need to give these score lines a really good burnish, even more so than perhaps any other box, because it will just sit together that much better, much cleaner, in a nice tighter fit. So all that's going to happen is these side ones are going to fold in, and that's all it is, just that rectangular shaped box. If you're a little bit high up there, you can just trim those off. So we're going to apply our tape here and here. So I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus because it's strong. You want a good strong adhesive for this one. Please don't run out while I'm making it. It's not going to. It's not going to run out on me today, surely. It's just decided it doesn't want to fall. There we go. Okay. Don't want to work for me today. All right, well, it's not ideal, but we'll use the other one, the Stampin' Seal. It will hold it. Just the other Stampin' Seal Plus is better. Never mind. Just for the purpose of this video, I'll swap it out. Because my Stampin' Seal Plus is having a little hissy fit and does not want to work. Right. So all you need to do now is just fold these sides in. You'll get a lovely clean finish. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. One. And there it is. That's the base. Now there's no cutting required for the top. No cutting at all. Just score all those burnish all those score lines and give them a really good burnish, because that's the secret I have found to making this little one. Okay. Now what's going to happen is the base of this is going to go on this very last one here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 is that narrow one there with the scallop on it. So this bottom one here is where that is going to go. This will fold up and around, and that's what forms the box. So it's wrapped around and then coming loosely over the top, the front there I should say. So we're going to put adhesive here and here and here and here, just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And I'm using my Tombow because you need to have a little bit of wiggle room when you're making this. Probably don't need to put it on the box as well, but why not? Right, so this is where, when you're bringing it together, I start with the base, and we're just going to pop that on the bottom, and then I find it easy just to flip it over, and then I can make sure I've got everything matching, everything lined up. You do need to get it lined up perfectly so that it sits together nicely. And this is where a little bit of patience is required. Just, you want that to be holding nicely before you, then you wrap this one up. And put that in just down. And that's all there is to it. And that folds over like that. Bring in your belly band. It's simply a case of wrapping it round. And I always like to just loosely wrap it in there. Squeeze in those little side pieces, and then I'll come back and burnish them so it's a nice crisp fold. This paper is actually from the Pattern Party Designer Series paper. I've used it a lot. I think I've just about used it on every video. Alright, and then that comes around. A little bit of tape on there. You don't want it to be too tight. Not so tight that you can't get the belly band off, but you want it to be able to hold the box closed. First one I made, the belly band was so tight, it didn't want to come off. Yeah, that one's okay. And then I've already gone ahead and prepared the little topper. So I just used the holly die, and I stamped in Just Jade and Real Red for the little berries, and basic grey to tie in with the grey cardstock, and we'll just pop that on with a couple of, we might just use a couple of dimensionals, I think, for today. So it's a really, really easy box to make, and I just think it looks so elegant. I really do. And I think I'll be making a few more of these. And like I said, that's the alternative. Is that one there, if you didn't want to make the belly band, and if you wanted to use some of our beautiful designer series paper that we have in our catalogue, then go ahead, because it also makes another lovely, it looks lovely as well. So it really just depends what you want. And there you have it. Merry Christmas. And the alternative one right there with the designer series paper. I hope you enjoyed that video. I have put a links down the bottom to all the products that I've used, and as well as the cutting and scoring dimensions. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye!